did this incredible get back here today. Incredible.
Sheets. Because you don't want to get so much of the ink off that it, you know, the edges are nice and clean. And then what I do, especially when I have a plate like this that has a lot of white on it, I use like a telephone paper or something and just polish those areas. And this, you know,
Example of the printed piece.
And when I put the paper down, I'm just going to put a little strip of water on either end because that helps the paper stick. Let me see if there is a right and wrong side of the paper, but I don't have these marked and I don't see very well, so. And little blankets down.
That's cute.
We need a little gnome to turn that into. It's so cute.
Or paper might slip, so. Okay, pull that off.
Great, can you hold it up?
Alright. We're additioning these edges with these nice and clean. And I actually, what I learned through the school, piles of these things. So, okay, so I'll put it over here. And here we are, really have to plate again. And actually, I don't even really need the excess ink off. And sometimes you can do a hand wipe, like I would take the gloves off and just put my hand and rub off the excess powder and just hand wipe. But I try to etch my plate so that I don't have to do that because I don't like to. When I have dirty hands.
Dirty hands.
I don't like dirty hands. That's looking around. Okay, so this paper is a different paper. It might have been too wet, and you can see like this paper took the ink. And I usually decide before I'm doing a print which kind of paper I want to use, and that's what I use to proof with all the way through. Chat about this stuff. Thank you for coming in.
Monotypes are probably closer to painting and drawing, and mono being one. I only get one and maybe a ghost out of this. What I use as a plate is just plexiglass, and nothing has been done to the surface. This is it. So, the way that I work is I tend to ink up the plate completely and then wipe away areas. I'm interested in the subtractive. Wiping can be done with tarlatan so that you can get a lot of beautiful textural kinds of things. I use a variety of tools when I do this. I have these great Q-tips, and they are wonderful for creating big, heavier kinds of lines. And so you can get everything in terms of detail when the press is and everything is working together. You can work in a very representational manner with this type of printmaking too. So I could go in and brush some things, and as I said, mainly I'm kind of looking. I'm really going to approach this like a test, so I'm going to try as many different kinds of textures. There's a beveled edge on the plate, and I like that dark edge around the plate, so I'll go back in and run at least a couple of. So usually at this point, I would just flop the blankets over.
And the paper's not damp, it's a dry paper?
It's actually a slightly damp paper. It's the Arches 88, which I don't soak, and then I just dampened it a little while ago. So.
With Bill fighting?
Yeah. So usually on mine, I run it up and back.
Okay.
So I don't, again, not knowing this press. So
Well, Bill showed me when we did it back and forth, and it was fine.
Okay. Now we'll see what happens. Whoa. Sweet.
Neat.
Oh, so
Yeah.
sweet.
Very cool.
It's just scratching lines of the plate. And kind of like Bridget, I've just got plexiglass plates. And I've beveled one side of it. And so I did a little, I'm going to draw on the back side. This stuff will wipe off after a while. And then it's just a matter of scratching into the plate. And then you can use different techniques. Scratching into plastic.
To create texture on plexiglass. And now
So it's all covered in black now, and I'm going to try to get the lines to come back. And with these, when I do this type of thing, I don't try to really get the plate really clean. But I don't do too much to encourage it. Just I don't wipe it clean. I just.
Very nice.
So with a little bit more sandpaper, I could have darkened this down, the flower pot down here. And usually a lot of these I'll go and hand color them, And the ink is catching in the scratch part, right? It's catching in there, and that's what's and so I think when you etch something, it's going down into the groove. For this, it's just kind of catching on that bird that I scratched into it. The process is dry point. Look at that. Yeah.
Okay, so, now, here we are, now you have to do clean part. Part that is based in the white room. And so, I'm going to put the paper down. I'm just going to put a little stroke of water.
We need a little gnome to turn that.
it's so cute.